How are you dealing with the FDA issues?
Good question. The first thing that when the FDA issues start over, everybody said this is the end of this industry. We're gonna go away. And the first thing that he says, I've been out of Cuba once. I've been out of Nicaragua once. So FDA is nothing compared to what we have passed, what we have experienced.
Yeah.
So I say, this is the answer. We're gonna find a way. We're gonna find a way. We have a predicate tobacco for 151 years. So we have a lot of predicate tobacco and a lot of predicate blend. So we're in a good spot.
So how are you dealing with the FDA?
I'm very pragmatic on this issue. I'm actually engaged with one of the largest law firms that is very experienced in FDA compliance, and they're one of the law firms that represents one of the very largest companies in our industry, in the premium cigar segment, and also represent one of the largest cigarette companies. And it's costing me a tremendous amount of money, but my attitude is whatever I am doing, I will do as equally wrong as the big guys, which should provide me some sort of sense of coverage is what I'm hoping. It may be a foolish approach, but I'm just basically hedging my bet. But I'm actively engaged in all aspects of the FDA compliance. I'm not sitting back and waiting. It's expensive, but of all of the small companies, and maybe even of some of the larger companies, my previous experience of being with JR, and my previous experience being, the president and CEO of Drew Estate, I have a bit of an advantage over almost all of the other, except the very largest of the companies, that I have experience dealing with these type of legal and legislative issues. So if there is a navigable path, which we don't know that there is yet, but if there is a navigable path, I'm very confident that I will be able to navigate it.
Very good.
But ultimately, time will tell.
How things are working with this post-FDA?
Well, everything is normal. Remember, Trump elected a new, what's the title with the FDA? So everything has been delayed. Right. We're still waiting for the D-Day for court. So we're still on track, and hopefully we'll make some changes in the industry, or at least not make it changes, make it as the way they should be.
Yes.
That's the change we're looking for.
Got to ask it, FDA, how's that affecting your business at all? Are you adapting, making any changes?
Well, if you recall last year when the deeming regs came down, from May when it was released until the show, Southern Draw was hard at work, and we were hard at work in the factory, blending and production. We took it seriously that August 8th was a cutoff date. Anything that was in the blend book, any size, any package, we wanted to make sure that we would at some point be able to register for substantial equivalent. So we paid a lot of attention to detail. We have 800 plus SKUs of products. Of those, if things stand as they are, we'll probably be able to protect about 500 of those, including everything we have on the market that you see today. There's things that we produced and marketed that we don't put out for general release. But right now we are trying to invest more into our CRA and our IPCPR and our state organizations. We're trying to stay educated and informed. We took an initiative to follow our FDA warning plans. We're monitoring on a daily basis the process. And as you know, yesterday, the House Appropriations approved the bill that would either A, move the predicate date to August 8, 2016, or B, exempt us. So we can only pray for that. But we are prepared for the worst. We think we have a good quiver of arrows for the future, no matter what happens. And between us and our partners, we realize that we may have to make a more significant investment into the testing process if we come to that. What that'll do is just kind of narrow down our choices for the future, but it'll let us maintain what we're doing.
Awesome. And as far as the FDA side of the house goes, you're okay. You've got.
Yeah, man. We're doing our process. We're doing what we need to do. There's just so much you can do in terms of like the requirements. I mean, you follow the requirements. You follow the requirements to the dot, and you do your job. I mean, it is what it is. We got to deal with what we got to deal with, and then progress into doing whatever else comes down the pipe. But in the meantime, I'm happy to get the weeds what we need to get them. So
being with NASA, you understand regulations well.
Very much.